Threats keep evolving, and yet when it comes to prepping, we keep thinking like we used to think 20 years ago. I recently made a post, and I put it in the community post, specifically, hey, this is the old advice that you used to get years ago. And when I mean years ago, I mean years ago. And today's threats are a lot different. So I started thinking, and I was like, you know what? The old fears that we had, like the government is going to come and kick our doors and take our canned goods and whatnot. Those are not realistic fears. I mean, literally, the government can act, the Defense Production Act, and they can direct industries to produce goods during an emergency. The idea of sending troops to our homes to take our canned goods, our vacuum seal food, it will take more resources for them to send it to us that what they're going to gain from us. So that's an old fear. The whole radio thing that, don't talk on the radio because they're gonna be able to track you by triangulating your location. That's again old. Nowadays everybody has a phone. And your phone is more trackable than anything. I mean, I was gonna make a joke, but it is more track. I mean, you get tracked 24/7 on everything. Text messages, emails, search, everything. Your metadata is like being tracked and being stored away. So I need you to start thinking about all of these things as you prepare, because it is great to see what we used to do years ago. What is not great is being stuck in that mindset and continuously saying, nope, you cannot prepare this way, you have to prepare this other way. The way that we used to do it 20 years ago. That is, I'm not going to say it's not relevant. It is useful, but the threats have evolved. And you don't want to evolve. That right there is a point of failure. And I want to talk about that. Take, for example, the whole term operational security, OPSEC. Doesn't work anymore. It just does not work anymore. That was something that a lot of people harp on, especially in the preparedness community. But technology tracks everything. Data mining replace secrecy. Whatever you think that, I'm hiding, you're not. You really are not. So the whole idea of don't tell anybody about your bug out location. Have you, by any chance, had a chance to play around with new mapping software? Have you? Listen, I made a living using those softwares. And I made a living creating data for those software. I know, right? Crazy. You can't hide. As much as you want to, you cannot hide. In fact, I still currently use said softwares when I want to find something. So the whole idea of, no, my bug out location cannot be located. Yes, it can. Yes, I most certainly can. The whole idea of I'm a great man, like, because nobody knows who I am. Well, your license plate is being recorded everywhere you go. This is fact. Satellite and drones watch your property above. Like I said, softwares, facial recognition, and AI. The great man concept is gone. And of course, the whole thing of operational security, you cannot talk to anybody. If you don't talk to anybody, that is not beneficial for you at all. Just gonna come out and say it's not beneficial for you at all. It is hard to have a community. It is hard to have an intelligent conversation with people nowadays. Now, if you seclude yourself because don't talk to nobody, don't trust anyone, like, oh my God, isolation, no matter what, it's just gonna make it worse for you. Now, a lot of people, I'm sure they are really upset with me, and we haven't even been in this video for more than 6 minutes. They're really upset because they're like, that is not true, Billy. It is okay if you think that way. It is okay if you do those things. It is perfectly fine. You don't have to listen to anything that I'm saying. You, my friend, have the power of click away and ignore everything that I'm saying. Do whatever you want. To me, it really does not matter. You do you, and I will continue to say what I feel is right. So, again, threats have evolved, and you have to now consider the surveillance is everywhere, 24/7. Cameras are everywhere. Your phone has cameras. A lot of people don't even store their data on their devices. They're stored on the cloud. Where do you think that's going to go? You don't think they have access to that? Well, if you are that naive, by all means, data mining is the new spy. Every search, every purchase, online clicks builds you a profile. They know who you are. You can argue with me, everything that I do is I buy everything cash. Absolutely. That is a great way to do it. Cash is king. I was going to say that. The moment that you that you put your little body in a store, your face is being recorded. I mean, you can literally walk the store facing down, but at one moment you're going to see a price and boop, that's it. When you get to the register, how many registers nowadays have actual people? A lot of them are self-checkout. I see a lot of folks going through the checkout register simply enough because they don't want to deal with the incompetence of the registers. It is the truth. The other day, I mentioned to you all, I wanna get away from the smartphone, and I started talking to Mrs. D, and the reasons why and whatnot, because I really don't like having voicemail. I don't like having them. Period. And D was like, well, that's not a reason for you to change it and make the expense. And I said, true. And she's like, are you really sure that you want to switch? I was like, well, I have my maps in there. I have all of this. I have the books that I read, all of that. And it makes it convenient for me, which is the voicemail thing. And, like, sometimes I don't want to answer the phone. I'm retired, guys. And if I want to be off the grid and don't want to get no damn phone calls, that is my right. I earned that right. So that's the thing. And after, talking to her, we decided to make some changes on the phone in that regard. Like, no more voicemail for me. I contact the company. Do you think that I went to the store? No. We did everything online. We chatted the company. There was a AI to begin with, and then I requested to speak to a person. You see, AI is being utilized by every single company. And after we chatted with the person, their problem was solved and whatnot. But long story short, everything, the chat start with AI. So you think that's going away? It is not. Because the day after, I got texts from the company asking me how was the interaction. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It was a lot better than dealing with a person. A lot better. The beginning. After I spoke to a person, not spoke, but chat with the person, it was good too. But the AI got me what I needed fairly quick, fairly efficient. And that is one of the reasons why a lot of people, when they go to the stores, they don't want to go to the registers. I don't want to deal with your bad day. I don't want to deal with your unpleasant bad breath. I don't want to deal with your craziness. I want to get in and out, and that's it. You see, that's the thing. Convenience. But people have done this to themselves too. Let's be honest. So, again, data mining. I mean, we are getting recorded 24/7. And the fact of the matter is that we are not in the VCR days anymore. Security systems are not run anymore, being recorded locally, being put in a VCR cassette and just put away. We're just not there anymore. So threats have evolved, and I encourage everybody who really takes prepping seriously to evolve as well. One of the most mind-blowing things that I always hear is freeze drying is not worth the money. Okay, I always get the comeback saying like, well, I can do the same thing with canning. My friends, one and the other are not the same. You cannot compare one with the other. When it comes to canning, yes, it's a lot cheaper at the beginning, but the longevity of that food cannot compare to freeze drying. The fact of the matter is that a canner can blow up. A freeze dryer, you put it there, you press a button, you walk away. That's it. The food that you process in a freeze dryer will last you 2 decades easy. It is not the same as a canner. It's just not the same. But of course, I get the argument because there is one key difference in both of them. Not just the longevity of the food, not just, how easy it's to use. No, it's always price. And no offense to anybody, but when people cannot afford something, they will find excuses to put it down. That's just human nature. But the fact is that freeze dryer is way superior of canning. Canning is way superior of water bathing or water bath. You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. Evolution of things. Don't limit yourself. Here's an advice that I'm going to give to everybody, because I hear this all the time. And as threats evolve, you have to evolve. Look around your house and the way that you prepare. And I will say that pretty much everything around your house is run by electricity. I hear people preparing for the end of the world, or have enough canned food here to last me 10 years. It's just an example. I have enough rice, I have enough ammunition, and I have enough firearms, all of that. And they lack the ability to have electricity, aka they don't have, let's say for example, an Opus. All of those devices that you have, that they depend on electricity, because you fail in that area, they will be useless. People don't think a TV is a prepping item. I have hundreds of how-to videos stored in devices like this. When I sit down in my living room and I want to see something like that, I put it on my TV. If I can't run my TV, then I'm not going to be able to see those type of things. When you have children's and all you have is this device and you want to keep them entertained, because I hear this all the time, oh, just give them board games. They're going to get tired of that too. But if you put a Shrek movie, they're going to sit in there, have their dinner, and you're going to get a break. Keep that in mind. Your mental sanity is a lot more important than you being stubborn. I want you to let that sink in. Your mental stability, your mental well-being is a lot more important than you being stubborn. But because you refuse to get yourself something to provide you power, something to have that TV on, to get those children's a relief of what's going on, the craziness during a hurricane, during a crisis, during a lockdown. So if you don't have a way to create electricity, link in the description below. Go get yourself one. You will not regret it. I'm telling you this. I always get they're too expensive. You get what you pay for. And I'm not going to go into more than that, because I always hear too, like, oh, a generator does the same thing, and when you run out of gas, that's it. But when you get this and you get solar panels, that is free power. Anyways, keep up with times. Keep up with times. I would say 20 years ago, a generator was great. Having just a battery and an inverter was it. But now the technology allows us to be better prepared. Utilize the technology to your advantage. Now, in regards to everything else, keep in mind that as time goes on, things are going to change, and you can do either one or two things. You can do two things. You can refuse to adapt with time and remain an old VCR, or you can evolve and be better prepared for tomorrow. You have the power to make that choice. I choose to be better prepared for tomorrow, and I will encourage everyone to always be better prepared for tomorrow. Remember this: the Homo sapien, we are Homo sapiens, are the ruling species in the planet. Because what happened to the other ones? Well, they couldn't adapt fast enough. And I will leave it at that. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like always, rock on, prep on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody. If you'd like to support the channel, check out the links in the pinned comment below. Consider joining our Frontier Prepper Squad or let an ad to you run. It really does make a difference. And always remember, those who prepare today will not struggle tomorrow.